is Miritsi Ogale, ABM 12 from Georgia. So what I have learned in business ethics in this quarter, the responsibilities and accountabilities of entrepreneurs. Its objectives is to identify the responsibilities to the business organization where it belongs to, suggest ways to enhance an employee. So I have learned that responsibility is important because it is an obligation to someone to its specific workplace. Responsibility is the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or having a control over someone. When we say accountability, it refers to an obligation or the condition of being accountable. So what's the difference between these two? The difference between these two is that the responsibility can be shared while the accountability cannot be. For example, your responsibility is to cook a food. You're only accountable if you stop cooking. So responsibility and accountability should be done by an employee or any type of workers in business. One of their responsibility is to pay wages and taxes, create and maintain a safe workplace, facilitate workers, compensation, insurance, enforce anti-discrimination, or a law that can be done by CEO, respect human rights, to support career development, train and educate employees, manage performance, and give reward and benefits. In short, as an employee, we have responsibility and accountability on things. Our second one is the major ethical issues in entrepreneurship. Its objectives is to advocate honest policies and practices in all aspects of business operation. Observe and promote policies and practices in environment management. So entrepreneurship, it is the ability of readiness to develop or organize, and run a business enterprise, along with any of its uncertainties in order to make a profit. So it talks about ethical dilemma where you don't know what to do in a situation or you don't know which way it'll run. It involves a choice, decision, or solution to a problem. So it discusses about the ethical business practices where it gives bad reputations in companies, the fact that every company cannot follow regulations. Basic fairness are applicable in partners and in gross negligence. So I learned about the personal and customers relations. So it's important because striving brands form and maintain emotional bonds with customers at every touch point, whether online or in person. So I've learned about mistreating employees, discrimination and harassment in the workplace, family-run businesses, employees' behavior, employee working condition, side deals, and substandard work. In distribution dilemmas, it discusses the pricing strategy ethics, product placement ethics, and promotion and other ethical consideration. There's also an unfair competition where it occurs when another business gains a competitive advantage or attempts to do so by using deceptive, unfair, wrong, or fraudulent business practices. So in this module, some laws were also mentioned like antitrust law or competition law, trademark or trade libel, and etc. Third one is the models and framework of social responsibility in the practice of sound business. Its objective is to explain the different models and framework of social responsibility, cite examples of companies that practice social responsibility in the conduct of their business, provide evidence that the ethical or social responsibility is the profitable that is make good business sense. So the models of socially responsible businesses. Number one is the accessibility partners. It is the world's largest and the fastest growing provider of comprehensive accessible technology programs, technology assessments, consulting, auditing, disability training, and marketing solution that helps organizations better serve the world's largest and fastest growing minority group of people with disabilities. Altered Seasons, Ben and Jerry's, Burt Bees focuses on well-being and the greater good. Correctable agents, you can do so by joining a network dedicated to assisting homeowners and realtors in making a good influence in their communities. Number 6 is Children Inspired Design, Cole and Parker, which is the sock company who sells colorful footwears. Do Good By Us, Fashion Project, General Electric, Gift of Happiness, Google, Headband of Hope, Hero Farm whose philosophy is do great work for good people, Image Outfitters. So that's all, the 15 one. So the frameworks of socially responsible in business. For the second year in row, Reputation has announced its annual Global or CSR RepTalk 100, which highlights the companies with the best reputation for the corporate social responsibility among the general public in 15 countries. So Google has a large lead over all other corporations in the list. So the companies with the top 10 corporate social responsibility or CSR reputation globally in 2015, those are Google, BMW, the Walt Disney Company, Microsoft, Daimler, Lego, Apple, Intel, Rolls-Royce or Aerospace, Rolex. So it is also discussed the Google CSR framework stakeholders group that consider the following as most significant stakeholders, which are the users, employees, advertisers, and other customers, investors, governments, communities. The Nikon's CSR framework's philosophy is trustworthiness and creativity. So it has a group approach to CSR, and Nikon corporate social responsibility, which is the CSR character. So number 1, sound corporate activities, provision of valuable goods and services for society, respect of human beings, protection of natural environment, responsibility to society as a corporate citizens, socially responsible behavior within the supply chain, transparent operating activities, responsibility of top management. So the total corporate social responsibility framework, so it all starts with the law, which has a triangle: economic responsibilities, legal responsibilities, ethical responsibilities, and discretionary responsibilities. So the four-way test framework. So Herbert J. Taylor promoted this four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it the fair of all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? So criteria for ethical decision making. Making ethical issues requires balancing the requirements of the parts and the total, individuals versus organization, or organization versus society at large. So these are the utilitarian approach, individualism approach, moral rights approach. So the 6 moral rights approach should be considered during the decision making. So the right of free consent, the right of privacy, the right of freedom conscience, the right of free speech, the right of due process, and the right to life and safety. So the number 4 is the justice approach. Number 4 is the importance of doing business beyond profit motivation. So its objectives is to identify reasons for establishing business enterprise beyond profit, explain the importance of establishing and sustaining business enterprise as a source of job, opportunities, and financial freedom. So social responsibility is the responsibility of an organization's management to make decisions and conduct activities that benefit the well-being and the interests of the entire society. So A, the reasons to do business beyond profit. So number 1 is profit is an output, not a purpose. Companies with a purpose beyond profit tend to make more money. Number 3, business needs purpose than profit to make it through. So the number 4 is what is purpose of doing business if it is not being profitable. So the starting point of great companies is purpose. There are 4 main types of purpose according to Nikos, the author of Purpose, the starting point of great companies. So A, discovery, excellence, altruism, and heroism. So the number 5, profit doesn't motivate the salaried staff who makes success happen. Number 6, businesses with a strong sense of purpose are more successful. Number 7, other reason for your business to look beyond profit. So number 1 is purpose and value motivate and unify management and staff. So the number 2 is purpose and values give a company a solid foundation from which to make decisions. Number 3 is the purpose and values, provide a navigational compass to all elements of the business. Number 4, customers will have more to buy into and engage with. Number 5, purpose and values encourage loyalty of both staff and customer. And then number 6, purpose and values encourage a strong culture and ethos within a business. Purpose beyond profit, the true north star for today's business, marketers have focused on meeting two basic demands with their brands for decades: propositions. So the first is an emotional need, and the second is a basic need for rationality. So C, ethics endorses the influencer. So number 1 is the responsible business conduct. Number 2, responsible business enterprise. And the number 3 is business ethics program. So in D, the last one is the boundary spanning leaders connecting, building trust. Fifth one, the boundary spanning leaders connecting, building trust. So its objectives is encourage employees to play active roles as decision makers in the business enterprise and suggest innovative ways of developing new products. So what is social enterprise? It is described as a company with a distinct social goals that support its principal mission. So the earliest definition of social business was a democratically owned and operated trading company. It was financially self-sufficient, has social goals, and works in an environmentally friendly manner. It was first proposed in the late 1970s and later published in 1981 by Fierce Brickley in the United Kingdom. Because it is increasingly linked to the health sector and public service delivery, social enterprise, unlike private enterprise, is not thought purely in a business school context. So a social enterprise, according to the Social Enterprise Alliances, is an organization or initiative that uses business means to accomplish its primary social or environmental objective. So a group called Social Enterprise Network was formed in December 1999. Its members are entrepreneurs, executives, and academics who believe in social entrepreneurship and are based in Metro Manila. SEN serve is a networking opportunity for like-minded people to share their passion and knowledge with others. So G Economics International Incorporation, a non-stock, non-profit corporation founded in 2009, is a social enterprise in the Philippines. They are a social entrepreneurship development partner of Gawad Kalinga. Their goal is to develop a new generation of manufacturers. So what is the social enterprise exactly? A social enterprise is the one that stresses achieving a goal or meeting a new or meeting a need over making money. Individuals who are social entrepreneurs have come up with novel solutions to society's most serious social issues. So they are determined and ambitious, tackling important societal concerns and proposing innovative solutions that widespread change. They figure out what isn't working and fix it by modifying the system, disseminating the answer, and persuading entire cultures to change their ways. So just as entrepreneurs alter the face of business, social entrepreneurs alter the face of society by grasping chances that others overlooking to improve system, invent new techniques, and build solutions that improve society. Societal entrepreneurs create novel solutions to social problems and then put them into action on a big scale. The number 6 is the action plan to practice business ethics and social responsibilities. So its objectives is to prepare and implement a personal action plan to assist an existing small business enterprise in practicing ethics and social responsibility in their business operation. Imitating virtuous behaviors. The concept of imitation or mimesis, as it was known to the ancient Greeks, has long been a central theme in philosophers, discussions of moral formations, and the impact of those in position of authority on those under them. Virtue is defined as the practice of morality and persona power. A good learning environment entails more than simply imparting knowledge to employees. It's all about altering people's behavior, practicing new behaviors, and reinforcing them with a range of experiences over time until they become ways of functioning that correspond with new processes, tactics, or technologies. I've learned about leaders' moral influence, action plan to assist an existing small business enterprise. First, they delegate some measure of authority to managers. Next, they establish the purpose of the enterprise, including the value it brings to its community. And the third, they establish clear limitations or contains the exercise of authority they granted. These policies categories are comprehensive. They embrace all choices and action of the enterprise. Employees and agents, managers, supervisors, and workers. Incorporating ethics into the organization's strategic plan, according to the authors of business people must ask three more questions to integrate ethics into their strategy. So, Santa Clara University Dean's Executive Professor Robert Finocchio, he said that the one is what do we stand for, what is our purpose, and what values do we have. So, while ethics should be a part of a company, mission statement, long-term strategic plan, public announcement, and codes of conduct, it will not be properly incorporated into the business strategy unless it is also cornerstone of organizational culture, according to Finocchio. Basic of action planning. Number one is the basic problem in strategic planning. Plan isn't implemented. The second one is developing action plans. And the third one is developing objectives and timelines.